Hello and welcome everyone. In this video tutorial, we will talk about abstraction and encapsulation in Python. So we will start off this topic by discussing what is abstraction, and then we will discuss the examples related to encapsulation in Python. So without any further delay, let's jump to the very first topic and let's understand about the concept of abstraction. Basically, both abstraction and encapsulation are one of the key concepts related to object-oriented programming, where abstraction is a practice of managing complexity by concealing extra information from the user. That makes it possible for the user to add even more complicated logic on top of the abstraction already present without having any comprehend or even consider all the hidden background or backend complexity. Now, to implement the concept of abstraction in Python, we utilize the concept of abstract classes and interfaces. So let us understand what is this abstract class. Now, abstract class in Python is a class that includes one or more abstract method, and abstract method is the one which does not hold any implementation. Classes in abstraction are designed to be the other class blueprint. When creating a complex function, an abstract class can come up in handy to offer common interface for many implementation of the component. An abstract class can be utilized. Now, to create an abstract class in Python, we first need to import the ABC class, which is there in the ABC module. Now, ABC is the abbreviation for abstract class, and then we need to inherit this ABC class to create an abstract class in Python. So let us understand how we can utilize the abstract class to implement abstraction in Python. So here I have opened my Visual Studio Code. So as I told you, to implement abstraction, we use ABC class, which is there in the ABC module. So first step is to import the ABC class from the ABC module. Now here note that the name of the module is in small letters and the name of the class is in the capital letters. After importing this ABC class, we will define our own class. So I will name this class as shape, and this class will inherit the ABC class. Now, as I told you, to define an abstract class, we also need to define an abstract method in it, and the abstract method is the one which does not hold any implementation. So we will define another method. Let me name this method as get_area. Now the very first parameter in this will be self, and I will use the pass keyword to keep its implementation empty. Now with this we have defined our abstract class. Next, what I will do, I will define another class. This time I will name this class as square, and this class will inherit the shape class, and within this square class we will define the implementation for this get_area method. So first what I will do, I will define a constructor. So I will define the init function first. Now this init function will take a side of a square. Let me name this side as a, and let me define the variable a for it. After this I will define the getArea function, which we have already defined, and this getArea function will return the area of the square. So area is calculated by a square, so we will use self.a multiply by self.a. Now in the same fashion, let's define another class. Let me name this class as rectangle, and this class will also inherit the shape class. Now in the constructor of this class, I will define two values, because for rectangle there is one length and width. So this constructor will take L and W as a argument, and I will assign the value for it. Self.L is equal to L. In the same fashion, I will define the value for width, and again I will define the implementation for get_area, which will return the product of length and width. So I will write self.L multiply by self.W. Now to use both of these classes, we need to define their objects. So for square, I will define the object as sq_obj, which will be the object of square class. Now while defining the class, we have to define the value of a. So let me define the value of a as 21. Now in the same fashion, let's define the object for rectangle, and for rectangle I will define length and width as 10,8. Now what we will do, we will use the getArea method to fetch the area. So I will type sq_obj.getArea, and in the same way I will use it for rectangular object. Now let me run the terminal. So here is my terminal. I will simply write python main.py, which is my file name, and hit enter. So here we got the result. For area of square we got the result as 441, and for area of rectangle we got the result as 80. So in this way we can utilize the concept of abstract classes to implement abstraction in Python. Now let's move to the next topic and let's learn about encapsulation. So just like abstraction, encapsulation is also a core concept of object-oriented programming in Python. It includes the notion of data wrapping and the methods that operate on data as a single unit. This restricts direct access to the variables and methods and can avoid data alteration by accident. A variable can only be altered by the object method in order to prevent unintentional modification. These variables falls under the category of private variables. In Python, declaring a class with a data member or a method as private or protected will encapsulate the data. Now, we have already discussed this thing that in Python there are three different type of data members. First one is public, then is private, and then is protected. To implement encapsulation, we generally utilize the concept of private and protected data members. So a private member is the one which is anywhere outside of the class and it is accessible to us. Then there is private member which is accessible only to the class members, and in the last there is protected member within the class and its subclasses. So after this there is protected members which are accessible within the class and its subclasses. So let us understand their concept with the help of an example. So here on the screen you can see one example. What we have done in this, first we have defined a class with name person, then we have defined a constructor which takes name and gender as an argument, then we have assigned the value for name and gender, then we have defined this method. The name of this method is get underscore gender and this will return the gender of the user which we have passed as an argument to the constructor. So here in this example, this get underscore gender is a public method and the values like name and gender are the public data members of this class. So what we have done, we have created one object with the name obj, and while defining the object we define the value of name as John and the gender is male. Then we are trying to access the public data members in the print function. So we have used obj.name and then we have used this public method which is get gender. Now if I run this program, here you can see we got this result where name is John and gender is male. Now here John is fetched from the public data member. Basically both the things are fetched from public data member, where John is a public variable and gender is fetched using a public function method. Now let us look at another example related to private data members. So here we have again defined this person class. Within this we have defined a constructor which takes name and first name and last name as an argument, and it will return and it will print out a full name as a result. Now here you can note that while defining the variables we have used double underscore. So to define a private data member in Python we use double underscore in front of the name of that particular data member. So for first name we have used double underscore and for last name also we have used double underscore. And then we have used a print function to print a full-fledged name which will concatenate it. Then we have defined this method with name get underscore full name. This also returns the full-fledged name concatenating both first name and last name. And here we can note that the first double underscore has been used in front of both f underscore name variable and l underscore name variable. Then we have defined this object. Now here the value of first name is John and the last name value is Lewis. And then here you can see we are trying to access this private data member. So we have used obj.first underscore name. So instead of first underscore name I have to type f underscore name. Now as we told you that a private data member is only accessible within the class or its method. So if I try to access this private data member outside of the class, the Python interpreter will return me an error. So if I open the terminal and again run the program, here on the screen you can see that when we define our object, the constructor gets executed and we got this John Lewis as a result. After this we were trying to assess the first name value. So here you can see Python interpreter has returned this error, attribute error, person object does not have any attribute f underscore name. Now let us move forward and let's learn about the protected data members. So as discussed earlier, the protected data members are accessible to the class and their subclasses. So for this example we have defined this class person, and within this we have defined two protected data members. Now to define a protected data member in Python, we have to use a single underscore in front of their name of that data member. So we have defined f underscore name and l underscore name as two data members, and we have defined both of them as protected by using underscore in front of their name. Then we have defined another class with name employee, which inherits the person class, and within that employee class we have defined this method get underscore full name, which utilizes this f underscore name and l underscore name to return a full-fledged name concatenating both first name and last name. After this, what we have done, we have created an object of this employee class, and then we are trying to use this get underscore full name method from the employee class to fetch the full-fledged name. Now if I open my terminal and again run the program, here you can see we got this result. Employee name is James Lewis. So with the help of protected data types, we can assess the data members within classes and their subclasses. Now I hope with this you all understand the concept of encapsulation in Python. And with this we have come to the end of this tutorial session. Thank you so much for watching this video. We will see you in the next one.